All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? What's good? Good morning. Thanks for hanging in there with me, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, wherever you're coming from. What's good? Nice to see you guys. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Nice to see everyone. So, today we are going to go over how to attract Vietnamese women here in Vietnam. So, yeah, how's everybody's week been going? Hope you guys are well. I'm just going to give about 10 seconds or more before we start diving into this topic here. I wanted to go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on last week's topic and give you guys some practical tips about where and how to meet Vietnamese women here in Vietnam. So yes, you can. There are places here that you can actually meet Vietnamese women, and it's gonna up your chances. So if you guys have any comments, leave them in the comment section, and we can talk about it, man. So thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. And it looks like we already have some comments, so I'll get to you guys in a minute. But yeah, let's let me know, comment where are you tuning in from around the world. Every week I'm trying to find out where you guys are at, so yeah. So again, today's topic, how to attract Vietnamese women. We're going to talk about dating primarily. We're going to go over some videos. I dug up some interviews for you guys. Also, I got some articles, experiences from other expats. So we're going to read them, and then we're going to talk about it, and then let me know what you guys think. All right. So we're going to get in and out. So let's see. Let me get to these comments though. So first, Tom says simple marriage. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely, it's not that simple, but it is that simple. Appreciate the comment, Tom. My boy Joseph says, what up, KT? What's up, Joseph? How you doing, my man? Good to see you, my brother. All right, Tom says, in Vietnam, welcome. Tom, where in Vietnam are you from? Where are you viewing from? Excuse me. All right, thanks for the comment. High Cup says, hello. What's up, High Cup? How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining. Joseph Eubank says, moving to Cambodia this Sunday. I know it is in Vietnam, but I plan to visit in the future. All good, brother. You can come over here. It's all good. We're neighbors. Be careful about that war, that mini war that's going on with Thailand over there, man. Seriously. High Cup says, thanks for the comment, brother. High Cup says, I'm in Vietnam. All right. Cool. That seems like it's all of them for now. So let's go over. First, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of where to meet Vietnamese women. I'll give you guys kind of an overview of what I've seen and what my experience is, and what I've heard in these streets out here. So I always tell men generally, I have consultations about where to meet women here. And my response is always the same. Fly out here and get here in these streets. It's the easiest way to meet women. Talk to them. You see someone in the streets, go up to them. They're pretty old school. So yes, it's not like the West where you cannot talk to them and then they'll shun you. Don't get me wrong. I have had that situation before when I first got here, that they weren't used to me. They weren't used to a brother, coming at them and getting at them. So, but what I've seen since 2020, is that you can walk up to a Vietnamese woman on the streets, and then you can get her number, get her Instagram, get whatever, So it is possible here. So that's number one. Meet Vietnamese women in these streets, in the general public, right? Number two, and this is probably my go-to, is I have two go-tos. So this is my second go-to. I would go to cafes. All right. So any cafe, generally, I'll give you a little hint. Go to a popular TikTok or Instagram cafe, and you'll meet a bunch of women there. This is, as you know, is a very huge coffee culture, and so they are there. Trust me, they are there. Whether it's from the 20s, between 20s, 30s, 40s, generally are there as well. And then if you want 50s, 60s, I don't know. But yeah, number 2, coffee shops. That is key for some. Number 3 would be the mall. I would meet them at the mall. Go to the mall. Like if you've been to Southeast Asia, you understand that, the malls here in Southeast Asia are 10 times better than in the West, at least where I'm from, San Diego. So what I would do is I would go to the mall and go with my homeboy, go with someone, and they're always in groups. They're generally in 2s, pairs. They're generally in 3s, 4s, even 5s, right? So these are things that they tend to go to. Sometimes it just depends on which age group you're looking to get. If you're looking to get 30s, I'll break it all down. So 20s usually hang out in cafe shops. They generally hang out on social media, Instagram and TikTok, and they also will hang out at the mall. Okay, those are your 20s. All right, 30s are going to be at the mall and coffee shops, and then in the general public. Okay, 40s, general public and coffee shops. Okay, obviously you can find these women, obviously all women are on social media here, but generally that's where you're going to find them the most. So yeah, so the mall is huge here as well. So coffee shops, the mall, and general public. Okay, and then let's go with So yeah, that's what I tell my clients, and that's what I tell them. I say, hey, if you want to meet them, go there. My favorite is meeting at work. Of course, you get to know, that's how I met my fiance, is that we met at work. But that for me has been number one, because once you get to work with someone, you really get to understand how they are, and it's for the long term, right? Because think about it, you're working with them, and then they already know you are here for long term. So if you continuously renew your contract, then you'll be able to stay in that relationship and stay in that relationship and stay in that relationship. So that's what I like. That's my number go-to, is go hook up with a Vietnamese woman, meet her at work, and then nurture that relationship. Okay. But if you're single, you're on the prowl, you're looking for women, I would go get out amongst the people, hang out with them. 2, I would go to a coffee shop again, like I said, and 3, I would go to the mall. So those are the 2 things I would do. Okay, you're gonna find an array of different age ranges at the cafes and at the mall. So yeah, man. Let's jump into. I have some comments here. Yeah, and if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. High Cup says, all good, mate. What's up, brother? Tom says, Vietnamese are 100% about marriage. Stay away from bars, always. Yeah, and that's why I didn't even say anything about the bars. because we all know what that is. You know what I mean? It's all about money. It's all about a superficial relationship. I should say that. So stay away from the bar girls. Just stay away from them. If you're looking for a traditional woman, go to the coffee shops, go to the mall, and then be out in public, man. Be social. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom, for sure. Thanks for the comment, brother. All right. We have another one says, Nu ang Sorry, I know I'm butchering that. I am learning. Okay. Well, thanks. So, yeah, I would definitely, I agree. Stay away from the bars. Again, I did not mention that because it's not something that you really want to go and, hook up with. Look at all the girls in Thailand. That's the same thing, man. Pattaya and all that stuff. That's over here as well. That you can get that. If you want that, you can get that. But I'm all about on this channel, I'm all about relationships, building relationships, getting you guys relationships and marriage. Period. Less headache, less headache, less stress. If you pick the right one. Okay, I have to preface that. So let's get into it, man. What do Vietnamese women actually want? And don't forget to like this video. I always forget to say that. All right. So what do Vietnamese women actually want? What do they want? Well, from what I've heard, they want security, Let's go over an article I found. Let's read it together and then let's come back and talk. And in a couple of segments from now, about 20 minutes, if you want to come on to the show, the link will be in the description in about 10 minutes. All right. So give me a second. Let me share my screen with y'all and we can get into it. I'm looking for this one. Okay. So let me see. Okay. So is dating a Vietnamese girl a good idea? Some would say yes, some would say no, I'm the type that is like, yeah, it's all good. You got to be careful who you date. Again, you do have those women who are looking for a foreigner and they will take advantage of you. Okay. I'm not gonna, just because you see a pretty face and a tiny waist, just be careful. Okay. Not all women here are traditional. There are a lot of women here who are, looking for that paper. So that cheddar. So let's talk about it, man. Let's read this. Okay. It says, Vietnamese girls are often celebrated for their distinct blend of traditional values and modern perspectives. Growing up in a culture that honors family, respect for elders, and the importance of harmonious relationships, they carry these values into in their personal lives. However, don't be mistaken, many Vietnamese women are also driven, ambitious, and independent, striving for career advancements, traditional aspects of a partnership, while also bringing her own dreams and aspirations to the table. So let me tell you, I've seen this. Like, I've dated Vietnamese women, not seriously. This is my first serious relationship here, but I've dated like situationships here with all different ranges from 30s to 40s. I didn't really get into the 20s thing until I found, my fiance. But what I've seen in the 30s and the 40s, at least the early 40s, they are super traditional. So you gotta be careful with that, because sometimes it just doesn't align with what you really want. If you want and an older woman who has kids, she's going to be more traditional than the 30 something. But what I saw in the 30 somethings was they came with just a little bit more of a hybrid, where they were traditional more, but then they had a little bit of like, let me be independent, right? And now the 20s, with my lady, she's independent, but then also has her traditional. She's very traditional as well. So it's like she's more of a hybrid in the 20s. It's more of a hybrid, right? And so I like that. That's what I like. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I like. So yes, they definitely do. They definitely are ambitious and independent, but the 20s, not the 40s. The 40s is it's more traditional. You're going to get more of the old school tradition. not the new school or modern traditional Vietnamese girl. So, anyways, let's get back into it. Kindness and genuine warmth. At the heart of dating a Vietnamese girl is experiencing the genuine warmth and kindness they're known for. True. Raised in a community-centric society, Vietnamese ladies bring a sense of loyalty, true, care, and sincerity, true, to relationships that is refreshing. Their ability to show empathy and genuine concern for the well-being of others makes dating them a nurturing and comforting experience. That's true. Definitely. If you've ever dated a Vietnamese woman, you understand that all this comes with them. They're bred this way, you know. In the West, on the other hand, they were bred that way, but now not so much, right? These last few generations, 20 years, has gone the complete opposite direction. And so I think, and what I've heard from a lot of Western men, they want that. They want more of a traditional woman. But when you come here now on the ground, there's a lot more modern Vietnamese women than you're actually going to think, right? This is why I say there's a difference between North Vietnamese women and Southern Vietnamese women, right? This is why if you want a more traditional Vietnamese woman, go to the North. Like seriously, go to the North. If you want just more of I hate to say less because it's not kind of true, but because they always have that traditional mindset. But I'm just gonna say it just to say it because I can't find another word. Yes, the South is less traditional. I'll just put it that way. And yeah, they come with empathy and genuine concern. Yeah, it's funny because my fiance, she's been on me recently about remembering to eat, and that's just funny because I never have experienced that. Right? I'll be like, "Girl, get up off me. I'll eat, you know." But it's like it comes out of love, you know what I mean, and that's great. So let's keep it moving. Adventurous spirit and love for life. Amid the qualities Vietnamese girls also embody an adventurous spirit and profound love for life. Dating a Vietnamese woman can often mean being introduced to vibrant culture, festivities, delicious cuisine, and a lifestyle that appreciates both the quiet moments and the thrills of adventure. So this right here, Vietnamese women are very grounded. And so again, they're not, if you get a Vietnamese woman that is in the streets a lot, you got to cut her loose, like straight up, cut her loose and go get yourself a North Vietnamese woman. Their zest for life is infectious, making every moment filled with laughter, joy, and sometimes spontaneous escapades. That's true. That is true. Vietnamese women are very amazing, man. They're looking for a man that would I'll be honest. They're looking for a man that's somewhat opposite of a Vietnamese man. I'm just going to call it how it is, okay? Because the ones who do date foreigners, it's not that they don't respect Vietnamese men, they do, but they're looking for something different, right? And just a couple of days ago, I was talking to one of my TAs, and she was saying that she wanted that a guy that she met, he was Vietnamese, that he's just too boring, and that she wants a guy that has more life to him. And I've heard this, actually. I've been hearing of this a lot, over the last couple of years from Vietnamese 20-somethings and 30-somethings. I've been hearing about this a lot. Like, I want a man that has life, that is not so serious. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny because I just heard it 2 days ago. I was like, huh, okay. So, yeah, this is why I'm saying you have to get on the ground. You can't, screw those Vietnamese dating apps. Fuck those things, because I would only use a dating app if I was coming here within a month. I would just hop on, a month before, or maybe even a couple weeks before, let's just say, because a month can be a long time. So I would jump on there, and yeah, I would definitely jump on there like 2 weeks before I'm coming to Vietnam, meet a girl, because you don't want longevity of a relationship online. It's toxic, and generally those women probably have boyfriends, Vietnamese boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that stuff. Let's get some of these comments real quick. You guys are building up on me here. Let's see here. Tom says Vietnam has the lowest divorce rate in the world, or maybe second lowest. If you go to bars, you meet bar girls. Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true. Yeah. And we've all been there, you know what I'm saying? So thanks for the comment, Tom. Appreciate it. Tom says, married 8 years. You married to a Vietnamese, I assume? That's cool, man. Where did you meet your wife? Congrats, brother. I'm on my way. Thanks for the comment, bro. High Cup says, social settings are a very good way of meeting birthday parties and weddings. Yeah, that's good if you get invited. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always gonna be Vietnamese that are gonna invite you out. You know, sometimes, you know, if you're walking by a party, they'll be like, come here, you know, and then you can go drink and have fun with them. But you know, I have yet to be invited to a Vietnamese wedding, period, or a birthday party. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's been 6 years. So, yeah. But yeah, I agree. If you, and I would say, you know, if you have a Vietnamese girlfriend, like homegirl, a friend, you can definitely ask her, hey, you got any friends? You know, that's going to be your biggest bet, is like, just go talk to them. I mean, it seems like a lot of the foreigners, they're nervous or afraid to meet Vietnamese women. And then the Vietnamese women are never going to approach you. Never going to approach you. So there's no reason to be shy with these Vietnamese women, period. And I talk to them. I say, hi, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? You know, start there, you know, and then use your personality to get them, you know, like that's going to help you get an edge up on all these Vietnamese guys. Yes, you don't know the language. However, and other foreigners, that is my tip, is like, just be funny, man. They love it, you know, and you're a foreigner, you know. All right, thanks, High Cup. Appreciate you, man. Tom says, if you get the wrong one, look out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you definitely get the wrong one, yeah, because that's the thing about Vietnamese women. When they love, they fall hard. And don't get it twisted. Vietnamese women are very jealous. Very jealous. All right. And you don't want to piss them off. Let's just be honest. Because if you get a good one, don't fuck that up. You know, if you get a bad one, be quick to quit. I'm going to say that again. Be quick to quit if you have a bad Vietnamese woman. All right. Because Tom is right. You will definitely pay the price for that. Definitely. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate the comment, man. Cezanne, what's up, brother? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for the comment, bro. All right. So I'm not going to read the whole article here, but because I have other stuff I want to get to, but I'm going to just read a little bit about what to expect when you're dating a Vietnamese woman. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, then let me know. So what to expect when you're dating a Vietnamese girl, especially if you're engaging in Vietnamese dating in the U.S. or through a Vietnamese dating site in the USA. Prepare yourself for a deep dive into Vietnamese culture, from food and language to family customs and holidays. Vietnamese girls hold their heritage close to their heart. Truth. All right. Don't go around, you know, talking shit about their culture. All right, that's a huge red flag. All right, if you haven't put in the work, meaning if you haven't put boots on the ground for years, then don't criticize this country. All right. Yes, it's not perfect, right? I have criticisms every day, you know, but it's not my country. right? I respect their culture. I respect what they're doing. Sometimes I think it's pretty cool, man. Sometimes I think the lawlessness is pretty cool because in my country, U.S., it's more like doot, 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 and then if you cross that boundary, then you pay a severe price. Here, you can kind of maneuver a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And so it's good. So I like that, but sometimes it's just not as good, man. I ain't gonna lie. From food and language to family customs and holidays. Okay. Showing interest and respect for their culture not only endears you to them, but also opens up a rich tapestry of experiences for you both to share. Yeah, if you go into her culture and you just go in all in, I'm not saying that you got to go eat what they have. I'm not eat what they eat. I'm not saying you got to do what they do. But what I'm saying is just be a part of it. You know what I mean? And they will appreciate it. Vietnamese people in general really appreciate it if a foreigner like just comes and hangs out, right? If you drink beer, drink beer. If you smoke cigarettes, go smoke cigarettes with the old men, right? Charm the older women, the older aunties and stuff, right? Just what you would do at home, just do it over here, right? And even if they don't know English, just be your charming self. Simple as that, man. And it's going to take you a long way in this country, right? Because if you didn't know, Vietnam is more of a matriarchal system where the mother is running everything, right? And the dad is still the head. The dad is still the head, but the real backbone of the family is the mama and grandmama. Okay, so if you can bring your charm, all right, respect her family values, of course, a slow and steady approach to love. This one's a big one. Vietnamese dating culture tends to appreciate a slow and steady approach to developing a relationship with them. Rushing into things isn't common here, and many Vietnamese girls prefer taking the time to get to know their partner deeply before committing. Facts. All right. So in the West, we're used to, getting at it, real quick, getting into a relationship real quick, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey, I guess, hey, we fucking, so I guess it's we in a relationship. So that's not how it is here, man. Here, it took me and my lady like 8 months to really like get into a relationship. And it wasn't like we were dating like seeing each other 8 months. No, it just happened naturally, man. It just happened naturally to where we met and we worked together, right? And then suddenly we just went out to coffee, we went out to tea a couple times, and then we never even talked about dating. And then suddenly it happened one day. Like really, that's how it happened. So they're very, very slow. Very, very slow. So just keep that in mind. All right. Yeah. Patience and sincerity in your interactions will keep the relationship together. I'm just saying my own stuff. Yes, patience. This is it right here. If you're not a patient person, don't even think about dating a Vietnamese woman. Just be a situationship. It's okay. Find those Vietnamese women who are cool with that. There are plenty of them out here. Trust me. And you'll be good. All right. If you're looking for a relationship, that's what I think is the best possibility, right? Tips for dating a Vietnamese girl. One of the most important tips for dating a Vietnamese girl is to show general interest and respect for her culture. Yes. Learn about Vietnam's customs, try learning phrases in Vietnamese, and show appreciation for the traditional cuisine. Ugh, that traditional cuisine, some of it, I ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? So your efforts won't go unnoticed, and it will significantly strengthen your bond. Yes, that's facts. That's facts. So it will strengthen your bond. This is in my relationship. It's been the best, like strengthening bond ever, man, ever. And not necessarily just about the customs, but it was just about how I am. I mean, who I am, what I've done. I put in the work here. I've showed a lot of people that my relationship can work. When a lot of the Vietnamese up in the north said, nah, he's just using that girl. No, I put in the work, man, and they saw it, and that's why it's working, man. Be respectful and kind. That's me. Again, if you are a good person and you are respectful and kind, yeah, you're not going to be the kindest guy all the time, right? It doesn't mean that you can't have frustrations. Doesn't mean that things don't bother you here. Be prepared for things to bother you. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Your biggest supporter is your wife, your girlfriend, because you can talk to them. They understand. Sometimes they're not going to understand all the time, and sometimes you might be a little bit critical, but just explain to them that, hey, man, I really do, just explain your situation and as best you can, but just be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's go season, hike up. Okay, let's go get to some of these comments. Perhaps I should. Sorry, I didn't even see what it was sitting there on. Let's see. Hike up says, if you get directly invited. Okay. Yeah. Yep. If you get directly invited with the birthday parties and the weddings. Yeah. Definitely. I wish I was invited, but anyways, yeah, thanks. Season. Wow. Really? Thank you, bro. That's salute to you, my friend. Season says, thanks for the informative, high quality content. You are the best Black YouTuber in Vietnam. Cheers to your growth, man. Really appreciate it, man. That's very generous of you, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's from the heart, man. Appreciate that. Wow. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Unfriendly Stoic says, what article is this? This is an article. I will put the article here. Give me a second, then I will put it in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat now. What's up, Stoic? The Freedom Culture says, I hope this live would be posted for me to watch later. Appreciate it. Yeah. I never delete my lives, so you guys can come on back. But I appreciate you watching now and the comment and watching later. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, okay, and there's the article right here that I'm reading. I'm trying to get informed. Drop the link. Got you, brother. Yep, you got you. Okay, so let's keep it going. Understand the respect. Okay, yeah. So just be kind. Just be respectful and kind, and understand and respect the value of her family. So this is going to be really important, man. Really important. I'm basically, this is number one. If you're dating a Vietnamese woman and you want marriage, you see like, oh, she wifey, I would definitely get close to her family. All right. If it's a sister, if it's a brother, if it's mama, if it's daddy, definitely get involved with them, right? Help them out. Go have, be respectful. Remember, mom and dad are old school. You know what I'm saying? So bring them a gift. Bring them like a fruit, or bring them like some, I don't know what Vietnamese people like. Bring them a red envelope. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. If you don't know what red envelope mean, money. Give them some money, right? Anyways, yeah, just do your research, though. That's all I'm saying. Before you meet mom and dad, all right? It's very important. So family will, and sorry about this, guys, but family will likely play a significant role in the relationship. Engage with her family, and the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, just show respect. All right. So benefits of dating a Vietnamese girl. Vietnamese culture places a high value on relationships and transcends into dating dynamics. When you're dating a Vietnamese woman, her loyalty towards you is unwavering. Yes, this commitment is not just superficial. That is really true. Again, when Vietnamese women love you, you better not fuck that up. Okay? It's rooted in their culture. I'm gonna stop right there. Yes, they are bred to think long term. Okay, so again, this is why if you meet a Vietnamese woman and she's into situationships, A, she's had a lot of them, B, she's been with foreigners, a lot of them, and C, just cut her loose. All right, have fun with her and cut her loose. All right. Engaging in Vietnamese dating apps, yeah, it opens you up to brimming with cultural and stuff. But again, I would say Vietnamese women, if you're gonna meet them on a dating app, y'all know this. It's just gonna be for fun. All right. Um, if you're venturing into dating in Vietnam, you'll quickly notice strong family ties. Yes, da da da. Okay, let's get into some drawbacks. Drawbacks for dating a Vietnamese woman. Number one, for those embarking on a Vietnamese American dating or Vietnamese dating in the US, language is a big difference. A significant challenge. Yes, that is correct. Misunderstandings. This is huge here in Vietnam. Okay. I can't even tell you, every single time there's a misunderstanding. Okay. If they don't understand you, it's always a misunderstanding on your end. All right. You misunderstood them. Right. So just be prepared for that. Everything, they don't understand you 100%, it's always a misunderstanding. And if you guys live in Vietnam and you've lived in Vietnam for a significant amount of time, comment in the comment section. Am I right or wrong? If they don't understand you, it's always a misunderstanding. Even if you can explain it so simple, and it's just like, I'm sorry, there must have been a misunderstanding. It's like, nah, there wasn't. Okay, misunderstandings can arise, and a nuanced culture cues or language barriers. Okay, yes, just be patient. All right. In Vietnam, in many Vietnamese families, especially when dating a Vietnamese American girl, there can be high expectations placed on the partner. These can range from financial expectations to fitting into cultural norms, which might be daunting for someone unfamiliar with Vietnamese culture. Yes. All right. There could be some financial expectations. So just understand with who you're dating. Understand who you're dating, and understand that before you make that commitment, go and go scope out what her situation is, man. Go meet with mama. Go meet with daddy. Go meet with her sisters and brothers and her friends, right? Go hang out with them, right? And figure out what's going on, what's really going on before you put the ring on it. You know what I'm saying? A strong family orientation, while a benefit, can also be a drawback. This is huge. You're not just marrying her, you're marrying her family, right? So if you understand, again, Vietnamese women, their family is going to be first. You have to accept that. Okay. You could be 1B, once you get married, you can be 1B, but you have to accept the fact that her family is always going to be number one. And I guess when you get married, it just depends on the Vietnamese woman, but she'll put you 1A, right? She better put you 1A. Shit. Okay. She better put you 1A because if she doesn't put you 1A, that's a huge red flag. All right, is what I'm getting to. The family's influence on your relationship can be overwhelming at times, and a high degree of involvement and expectations. That's true. Be careful. For the last one, for those used to more liberal dating culture, adapting to Vietnamese dating customs can be challenging. Concepts of modesty and pace of a relationship and traditional rules can be different. Okay, and it'll be hard for you to get accustomed to. Here, they believe in traditional roles. Okay, so the man go make the bread. He brings the bread back. Generally, give it to his wife. She'll pay for everything, right? The woman will save money. A good Vietnamese woman will save you money. Okay, let me say that again. A good Vietnamese woman will save you money. Why? Because it's her money as well. And Vietnamese people, I love you guys, but y'all cheap. Okay. And so they don't want to spend money, frivolously like we do. They don't. Like, my girl does not spend money like I do. Okay. I could go, for example, go get a Coke, right? A Coca-Cola, and I'll have a Coca-Cola a day, right? She doesn't. I could give her 200,000 Vietnamese dong, which is like $8, maybe between $8 and $10, depending on the currency. And she won't. She'll still have that in a few weeks, like 2-3 weeks later. She'll still have the same money, right? It's crazy to me. I'm like, and here I am, like, spending 200 every day, 200 here, 200, you know what I mean? And she can hold that for like a week, 10 days. I'll be like, you got some money? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me see if I got some comments here. I don't have any comments. Okay. So yeah. What are Vietnamese women like? What are they like, right? So Vietnamese women are a tapestry woven with grace, yes, resilience, and zest for life. Now, you see this Vietnamese woman right here? See how she's smiling? That's not how all Vietnamese women are. They're not going to be like this, okay? Vietnamese women, I had to get used to this, and I still am getting used to this, where Vietnamese women, this is them being happy. And I'm like, are you angry with me? Are you angry? You angry with me? And they're like, no, I'm not angry. And so don't expect to see this. Don't expect to see this all the time, right? Get used to a woman that is stoic. And I don't mean you, unfriendly stoic. I mean that's stoic, right? That they don't want to lose that face. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it with my lady to smile more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm used to. Is if you see me, in person, I'm always smiling. Or even if I'm happy or even if I'm not happy, man, I'm just like just like this. Give me something. Give me something. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Don't expect this smile all the time. So they are graceful, they're resilient, they have a huge zest for life. Their demeanor might initially appear reserved, okay? That's the no smile. But beneath the surface lies a wealth of passion, intelligence, and a deep-rooted sense of morality. That is true. Education is highly valued here. That is correct to them. And many Vietnamese women are well-educated, articulate, and ambitious. That is correct. All right. Don't think that just because you come over to a third world country, well, they're second world now, but come to a developing country and get some dumb, stupid Vietnamese girl. That's not going to happen. All right. It can. Okay. There's less educated Vietnamese women, of course, but if you come into the cities, they're going to be more highly educated, more articulate, and then more ambitious. Culturally, they are taught to care for their family, yes, and their partners. That's correct. Often putting the needs of their loved ones before their own. Yes, they sacrifice a lot. Yes. This doesn't mean they lack individuality. Yes, it does. They don't have individuality. It's not taught to be an individual here in Vietnam. If you didn't know that, surprise. Okay. They're taught to go with the flow and go with the masses. Okay. Don't stand out. That's what it's been like. Over the last, I say 2 years, 3 years, it seems like the younger generation is starting to have individuality, but yet it's this like it's like this constant tug of war between, let me break loose. These are the Vietnamese. Let me break loose and be an individual and adhere to traditional values, right? Where it's like, I adhere to the gender role. I adhere to, my role as a man, and I adhere to my role as a woman, Vietnamese women are known for their strong will and determination to achieve their personal and professional goals. That is correct. Not all, but a lot of Vietnamese women, younger generation, this is happening. Okay. In the 30s, it's 50-50. In the 40s, probably not so much. They want to be a wife in the 40s. They want to be a wife. They want to be a mother, right? In the 30s, it's 50-50 if they want to be a mother and a wife. But generally, they probably do want to be a wife, not so much a mother. But Vietnamese women do, in general, want kids, okay? And pretty early, too. Pretty early. The younger generation, not so much. They want later. So let me see. Let's see what these comments. Stoic, yes. Okay, Season, you're at it again, my brother. Thank you, bro. Season says, if a foreigner, especially a black foreigner, shows up to Vietnam and gets a girl within a week or two, what's the likelihood that a relationship is financially, physically, transactional? It depends, man, because I mean, obviously, if you meet her right away, it just depends. Because Vietnamese women, they really want you to stay here, right? Vietnamese women in particular, they're cool with you leaving, but again, what's holding them from being, faithful to you? You know what I'm saying? So yes, if you meet a girl within a week or two, it's gonna likely the relationship or situationship is gonna be a transactional one in the beginning, just in the beginning. It depends on you, brother. It depends on if you have the will to come and live in Vietnam, because that's what Vietnamese women really want. They want you to show them that you are going to be here, and then that'll open up the possibility of being in a relationship, because they're more so they more so want a guy long term here in Vietnam. So if you're not here long term, it's going to be transactional, I guess, until you get here, for sure. I hope I answered that. Just go with the situation shit. If you find wifey, then make some plans to come back and visit sooner than later, because the Vietnamese women, they fall hard and they dip hard too. So just FYI. Season, thanks, man. Appreciate you again, brother. You're a real one. Thanks, bro. All right, let me see what else we got here. So common mistakes that foreigners make. Let me stop sharing here. And so I did a video. It's the yellow background video that we saw last week. And again, we went over that of the common mistakes foreigners make. So if you haven't checked that video out, go check it out after this live. But what I'll say is that I said enough last week about this segment, so I'll just kind of give you a brief and then move on. The biggest thing about the common mistakes, the biggest common mistakes that foreigners have is assuming that this Vietnamese woman that they're looking for is going to just do everything for them. Period. Meaning cooking, cleaning, sex anytime you want, translating services anytime you want. I mean, she is an individual as well. You have to understand that. So just make sure that you guys have communication from day one, right? Because that's so important, and then not doing research, honestly, not doing research on Vietnam and dating Vietnamese women, because Vietnamese women, they know more than you think about the West. And if you're an American like I am, then they definitely know and have been influenced through American culture. So they're getting hip about this, man. They really are getting hip about it. Number 3, I'll say, is being too flashy with your money, to be honest, or being too broke. Let's be real. If you broke, don't I'm not gonna say. See, I hate when people say don't try, because you can always get your money up. Even if you broke, the cool thing is Vietnam's cheap, and you can go to coffee, man. Women over there in the West, they think coffee shit. You cheap bastard. Here is kind of a requirement. That's the beautiful thing about dating in here in Vietnam, is that they're so used to it. It's a coffee culture. They love going to coffee shops. So, you know, I like the fact that you don't have to spend so much money to court them. That's just me. I don't mind paying 150 US dollar to court, but I want it to be reciprocal to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see. We got some comments here. Paperback, what's up, brother? Welcome, bro. What's up, dog? Love it. Thanks for showing up, man. Love it. Thanks for the comment, bro. I'm from the story, says egg coffee. Yes, egg coffee is a key. I don't really like egg coffee. I'm more of a cafe din, and that's just black coffee. Cafe din. So it's just plain black coffee, gets you that strong. So yeah, I would definitely say that if you make a mistake, just talk to them. Talk to your partner. That's it, man. I'm not even gonna say, anything about it. Just learn about Vietnamese culture in the beginning, and then after you start dating, just get into it with her, man. Just talk. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over. I got a Reddit post I want to discuss with you guys. So bear with me here. And it's an experience that this guy, he was dating in Vietnam as a Westerner. So here's his perspective. He says, "Hi there, moving to Vietnam next month for work, and I was wondering how much dating differs to how it does in the West. I am 23-year-old boy from UK, and I lived in Thailand for a year. Is it similar?" So this guy says I thought this was really good right here. As someone who is dated and now married to a local Vietnamese girl, the dating culture over there is different. Even though I'm Viet, this guy's Vietnamese responding, but born and raised in Western country. Main thing is respect her and her family. I totally agree. All right. Again, right here, just respect her and her family. A Vietnamese girl's intention is to find someone she can settle with and get married and have their own family. She isn't in it to fool around. This is exactly the correct determination here. A Vietnamese woman is not going to fuck around, right? So if she is fucking around with you, and then she's for the streets. This is the cool thing I like about Vietnamese women, because either once you say hello, how you doing on the street or whatever, wherever you meet them, then they'll tell you, look at you like no or yeah, or like, waiting. That is like waiting because they're enamored with you. They're like, right? So they will always give you their intentions, period. Whether they want to continue talking with you from the initial hello, how are you, to telling you no, I'm good, or I have a boyfriend, to when you are in a relationship or you guys are starting to talk in the beginning and then you're making that transition into a relationship, she's always going to let you know, yo, I like this. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Basically, what are we doing? So that's true. They don't fuck around. Public display of affection is a no-no. That's correct. Public display of affection is a no-no. Okay. Holding hands, okay. But sometimes she may not feel comfortable doing this, especially if they are in her hometown. So don't take offense to it if she doesn't want to do this. Also, keep in mind, she may not want to go over to your place alone. That is truth. She may come over and cook for you, but then she'll leave. Yeah, That is true, and that happened in my relationship with my fiance for 2 years. Okay, she lived in her parents. That's what all Vietnamese women do. They live with their family until you make them either your wife or fiance. Okay, and so public display of affection is a big no-no. They just don't like that. Okay, holding hands, okay, but again, I remember, well, luckily my girl's hometown is Hanoi, so it was cool, and it's a big city. In the bigger cities, you can do it. It's less frowned upon, but if you're in like, if she's from a hometown or like a hometown is like a little rural area or countryside here in Vietnam, and so if she is from there and her family's from there, then it's a big no-no. Okay, and this one right here for 2 years. My lady would come over. I'd go pick her up and bring her back to my house, and then we would play house, and then I would drive her back home, like every day, every like maybe 3 or 4 times a week for 2 years. Yeah, and so sometimes 5 times a week, right? But this is expect that, right? You're going to live alone until you have a ring on that. Simple as that. All right, let's see if we have any comments. Yeah. Stoic says, what do you think about language exchanges groups to meet women? I don't like it. Because last week a viewer brought this up, is that it's a cock fest. I don't know how else to say it. Let me keep it a buck. It's a cock fest, one. The guys who are there, they don't actually want you to talk to the Vietnamese girls. So they're very territorial. And so I went to like 2 language exchange, and I didn't like it because I saw that those guys, they would be looking at you like from the side. You could see them, and even the foreign guys also were looking at you sideways too. Like, this new motherfucker came in here and he took our girl, our girls. So that's what happened. I've seen that firsthand. So no, I don't like it. That's why I didn't bring it up in the beginning of meeting women in a language exchange, because you're not gonna meet them. They're there to learn language. They're not there to date. And plus, there's been men there that are already been how many meetings, before you, so you could come up in hella competition. So yeah, I don't like it. Thanks, bro, for the comment. Appreciate it. I'm Feeling Stoic says PDA. I've seen it a lot, but amongst Gen Z. Yep. Yeah. Gen Z is different. They move different. So yeah, again, 40s, generally 40s, all 40s age, all 30s for the most part, and then are not gonna like that PDA shit. 20s is a different story. Okay, so yeah, Stoic is right. Yeah, Gen Z, yeah, they're pretty much like fair game. So yeah, thanks for the comment, appreciate it. And yeah, I'm feeling so. It says hella competition, right? Yeah, definitely. Language exchanges is a big no-no for me, because if you want to learn Vietnamese, all right, but not for dating. All right, let me see. So let's get back to this. Also, just be careful with the girls there, especially if they are working in a bar. There it is again. Chances are you will be her sugar daddy or multiple boyfriends overseas. Yes. Overall, speaking from my experience, finding my wife was the best thing ever. I agree, especially if you get along with her family. See, this is what I said. If you get along with the family, it's excellent. I love my girl's mom. Love her. Just make sure you drink, because chances are the family, just make sure you can drink. Oh yeah, because chances are family will get together, will be plenty of beer drinking. Yeah, you don't have to drink. I've done it. I stopped drinking, but I've drank before with them. And if there's a karaoke involved, which is most likely, learn to sing Hotel California because they will make you sing it. Yeah, I truly agree. I truly agree. I absolutely think that family's number one. All right, family's number one. Let me see. I read another comment here. Okay, it's right here. This one. It's considered a privilege and kind of a huge flex for Vietnamese to date a Westerner, but we tend to think about marriage settling down sooner than the West. So if you date someone and that person asks you to meet their parents, that means the relationship is serious and there is a chance of marriage. Okay. This is a great comment I saw. So true. So after me and my fiance we started dating, we were dating seriously. I met her family, literally legit her family within the first month. Like we got together and then I met them within the first few weeks after us starting to date seriously. So be prepared that that's a huge green flag. If she invites you to meet her family, then she's looking at you like, that could be my man. That could be my husband. So that's a good sign, guys. All right. Let's see. I mean, we could read this if you want. Not all. What happened? What did I do? Okay. Not true at all. This guy, he's pushing back right here. So it says, not true at all. Vietnamese women who date white men are still stigmatized. That's true. That is true. Being considered a slut sometimes. Have to face people staring at them like like all they ever want was a big DICK. Not a privilege, just judgmental. That is true. Again, understand that when a Vietnamese woman dates a foreigner, her people are looking at her sideways. Like, why? First of all, why are you dating this dude? Second, does he have a big dick? Let's just keep it a buck. Yes. Okay. That is what they ask. Okay. Amongst themselves, not to me or not to anybody else, but amongst themselves. Right. Dude, does he have a lot of money? Whatever. Right. So they're watching, man. I mean, they really are watching. Let's get into these comments here. Season. yeah, definitely. Thanks, brother. Thanks. High Cup says, public shows of affection are a big no here. That is true. It's totally true. High Cup, why? You can explain. I mean, I think you're Vietnamese. I forget. I think you're Vietnamese, but explain to the viewers why that's a big no. It's pretty interesting. Thanks for the comment. Unfriendly Stoic says, yes, I get a crazy look from my girl's landlord every time I pick her up. Yeah, that's true. And I got the same looks when I was every time me and my lady were riding around Hanoi. Everybody would just look at her. They still look at us like that. You know, it never ends because again, when you're black, they're not used to this dynamic. You know, they're not used to seeing a black guy and a Vietnamese girl together, right? And when I see, I don't even know if I've ever seen a black girl and a Vietnamese guy before. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Here. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but yeah, it's not common. Okay, so if you brothers want Vietnamese women, get out here now. All right, I'm trying to tell you, putting you on game here. This whole thing is about putting you on game and making sure that you guys can get a relationship, that you guys can get a good woman, man. Seriously. All right, so let's go like this. Let me stop sharing here. I pulled, let me get to my next segment here. All right, so I'm going to get into the Q&A, but before I get into the Q&A, I wanted to show you guys a little clip of a YouTube video I found, and it was 5 years ago. Okay, so this was a interview that a Vietnamese woman did and asked Vietnamese women, like, would you date a foreign guy, right? And I thought it was pretty interesting. So let me share my screen with you guys, and let me get you guys, if you want to come onto the channel and come onto the stream, let me put this down here for you. Here's your link, and come on in after we see. We're gonna probably watch a few segments of the video, maybe 5 minutes, less than, and then we're gonna get into Q&As and then go from there. All right, so bear with me here. Let me share my screen with y'all. All right, I think we're good. So let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Thôi, xin chào các bạn. Các bạn đã có người yêu chưa? Em chưa. Vậy thì để cho các bạn chọn thì mẫu hình lý tưởng về người yêu của các bạn là như thế nào?
Em không có mẫu hình lý tưởng về người yêu, chỉ đơn giản là thích thì yêu thôi.
Tức là bây giờ chỉ cần là con trai là được.
Em cũng là con trai là được.
Thế còn cậu thì sao?
Em thì cũng không có mẫu hình lý tưởng. I think that the kind of a warm heart or a brave heart of a man that will help me to fall in love with him. Yeah, I think it's combination between two main points. The first is warm heart, and the second is intelligence.
Thế là về ngoại hình, còn về tính cách thì
See, you would never hear something like that from a Western woman, right? A Western woman would sit here and say, I want a man that's 6 feet tall. I want a man that has 6 figures. But a Vietnamese woman gives you they give you intellectual insight on what they're looking for. I would say most Vietnamese women are looking for the kind, gentle man, right? But they're also looking for a freak in the bed that can just knock their socks off behind closed doors, and they can protect them and take care of business, you know? So, yeah, they're not looking for that 6-figure, 6-foot kind of guy. Yeah, they like that, but they're also looking mainly for a husband that's kind, and because a lot of Vietnamese men treat the Vietnamese women like shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. A lot of foreign men do treat Vietnamese women like shit as well, and that's not right. If you are a good man, you can definitely get majority of the women that are available for foreign men. Okay, so be kind to them because they will be kind to you. All right, for sure. So let's keep it up. Let's keep it going.
Tính cách á? Tính cách thì cái này thì chắc là nhõng nhẽo.
tượng là nếu như một người nước ngoài nào đó.
Okay, it says I'll stop it because it's kind of fast. It says, now imagine if a foreigner invited you to hang out. Would you girls agree? Uh-oh.
Nam hoặc là nữ mời cậu đi chơi thì các cậu có đồng ý không?
Phải xem xét xem mức độ thân thiết. Nếu mà
All right, she said, it depends on how close we are after talking for a while. If I feel interested in him, I agree to go out with him. It's that simple. Gentlemen, it's that simple. Okay? Ask her out.
chưa quen thì chắc là không đâu ạ. Còn nếu mà quen có thể nói chuyện một vài ngày thì ok.
Thế còn cậu thì sao? Cậu có đi không?
Em thì phải thân thì mới.
I'd only hang out with them just like close friends. Okay? Again, when you start this carousel of Vietnamese women, you're going to understand that a lot of Vietnamese women will put you in the friend zone hella quick. So if she's interested in you, she thinks you're sexy, it's either going to be let's date for a relationship right away, or we're in a situationship and we're just hanging out. That's it. Okay? It's going to be one of those two things. Majority of it, most Vietnamese women they want you to be their boyfriend. Period. Okay? let's see. I got some comments here. Let me see what my guy Astro High says. What's up, Astro High? Says, what about the language barrier out there? If I don't know the language about and the Vietnamese women don't know English, can we still have a solid relationship? Absolutely, absolutely. So when I was in the beginning of, I'd say 2020, when I first got here, I was dating, or I was situation shipping with a lady who was in her 40s, mid 40s, and she knew no English whatsoever, like zero zilch. And so how we with her, since she was older, I needed to use some Google Translate, but once we started hanging out, she understood my cues. So, and how I met her was I was just in the streets and I was walking in a park and I was on the phone and I looked down, I looked like kind of, she said something to me and I went like, huh, I'm on the phone. And then we just started talking. I'm telling y'all, that is how it happens. She knew no English and yet she still just said, excuse me. That was it. So I'm trying to tell y'all, it's happened to me. Yeah, the language barrier is the thing here, Astro High, but you can get around it. Be creative. Okay, definitely be creative, my brother. Thanks for the comment, my boy. I appreciate you. Of course, man. You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. All right. So again, this chick right here says, no matter what, I always want them to be just a friend. And then that's how you get in, my boys. I'm telling you, get in. Hey, she said, I just want to be friends. Be like, cool. Then, because that's what my lady said. And then we went to coffee, and then we went to tea, and then we went to coffee. And I put in some work, and with just being interested, just showing interest. And suddenly, I mean, with the combination of us working together, plus us, me showing that interest, yeah, that won her over, man. I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was easy. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it.
Would you like to go out with a foreigner?
Go out, it means dating.
Dating a foreigner.
If I have a chance, I think, of course, I say yes.
But then you go to train for me to go out with a foreigner. So we really want to go out or talk with the native speaker to improve my English skill or to understand more about the other people or the other country. Yeah, this is the amazing
thing.
dating, right?
See how she talks. If you can understand that is how generally how Vietnamese women. She actually talks pretty okay for someone whose English is probably under a B1. Under a B1. That's a certificate level of IELTS, where they get graded and they have to take tests, and they get like an A1, A2 certificate, B1, B2 certificate. C1 and C2 are the top. So that's like fluent. You're like fluent English, right? C1, C2. So if you can understand this girl on the left, if you can understand her, then you shouldn't have a problem dating here, period. You heard them. They want to date foreign men so that, one, they can learn English, right? Practice their English, which when you're boots on the ground, the only way they learn English is through social media, movies, music, and foreigners on the ground. That's it. Most Vietnamese people in general do not have foreign friends, period. They do not have foreign friends. So if they're trying to learn English, and this whole country is coming up in English, so they're going back and forth with it. But now I think they've understood, like, we need to learn English because we don't want to be left behind. If you can understand her, then you're gonna be fine, man. again, that's probably the level you're going to come across. It's either going to be this, it's going to be she can speak better than this girl, just a little bit better than this girl, or she can't speak English at all. Okay, so that's kind of the levels you're going to get. I see some comments. Let's see what we got. Hi Cup says, I'm British. Okay, my bad, brother, my bad. Just ask my partner. It's just the culture here, the conservative nature. Think about most Vietnamese go swimming with their yeah. I still don't understand that, man. You know what I mean? But I understand it's to cover up their skin, make sure that they don't get sunburned and stuff. It's kind of smart because when you're in the ocean and you come out and then you're like baking, and when your clothes are wet, it's perfect. I do understand why they do it. I think it's kind of weird, but it's just, I think it's weird when they have the masks on in the ocean as well. That's crazy. Thanks, High Cup. Appreciate it, man. Tom says, I completely agree with everything you were saying. In answer to your earlier question, yes, my wife is Viet, and my experience is just like you were saying. Language difference, Google Translate. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and what I'll say this is, thanks for the comment, brother. Most of the time, I'll say this. It's weird because it's cool if they don't speak English, man. I mean, you can mold them. You can mold them into whatever you want. You can help them. Think about helping your girl learn English, bro. I mean, that's huge, right? You're giving her you're empowering your girl to help you, right? And vice versa. She gonna help you, right? She gonna translate shit. It's gonna build your relationship. It's gonna build you guys stronger. Think about it, man. I mean, we don't ever think about that kind of stuff, but like if you can help mold your woman into being a better woman, that's your leader, man. You're her leader. So start leading. Vietnamese women will let you lead. Trust and believe that. They will let you lead. Okay? So just don't fuck that up, man, because you're not ready for a good, solid woman. I mean, this is what I see here in Vietnam is that foreigners come here, they're not ready emotionally to be with a Vietnamese woman. It's the best thing that you'll ever have in your life, bro. I'm telling you, okay? Because when they take care of your ass, they take care of your ass, And I'm sure Tom can attest to that as well. That his woman, boom, she'll die for him, man. Vietnamese women will die for you, bro. They'll give you your child. They'll marry your dummy. They'll marry your dumbass. You know what I mean? And so just understand that, man. That they love hard, and as long as you don't fuck that up, you're gonna have a lifelong partner, man. Thanks for the comment, man. I really appreciate it, Tom. Tom says, you are exactly right. There is a small segment of Vietnamese ladies who will just play, but most want a real relationship quickly. If you like her, make up your mind fast. Yeah, that is true. Again, that goes into being a leader. You know what I'm saying? And they find that highly attractive if you can make up your mind and not play with the other women. This is going to be your biggest thing here, guys, is that picking one, okay, and settling with one, okay? This is why I say get your fucking around out before you get into a relationship with a Vietnamese woman, okay? I said it, all right? Go be a young buffalo. Go be, if you know, young buffalo. If you know. Go be, they call it here, the girls call it here, Vietnamese women, a fuck boy. Go be a fuck boy. Go handle your business, and then when you're ready, go and hang and go settle down. That's my best advice for you, man. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. I got my effing around out of the way, and I had a really great time. But when you come across someone that stops you in your tracks, you must act fast, just what Tom said. So because bro, there's millions of beautiful Vietnamese women out here, bro. Vietnam is a cheating culture, bro. For real. It's a cheating culture. Vietnamese to Vietnamese, foreigners to Vietnamese women. It's a cheating culture. So just be careful. Get the right one. This is why Vietnamese women are jealous. Okay, be careful. Your Vietnamese woman is never gonna cheat on you, for the most part. Okay, she's bred to have a family. Okay, way different than what you're ever used to. All right, let's keep going.
The amazing, dating, right?
Vậy thì nếu như ngày nào đó có một người bạn muốn rủ cậu đi chơi thì cậu có đồng ý không?
Ngày nào đó
We don't care about you.
hãy tưởng tượng bạn có thể tạo một video hấp dẫn chỉ với một cú nhập chuột. Mọi người tiếp thụ thông tin từ video.
Đất nước nào mà các cậu nghĩ là sẽ có con
What country do you think has the best looking men in the world?
trai đẹp nhất thế giới?
Em nghĩ là nước Nga.
Russia.
Em nghĩ là Trung Quốc.
See, she like Chinese. Where the American lovers at?
Ok, cảm ơn các cậu. Vậy thì theo anh đất nước nào có phụ nữ xinh nhất thế giới?
Đất nước nào?
Okay, we don't care about you.
Mình chỉ thích con gái Việt Nam.
Sorry.
Việt Nam and
She keeps going back and forth with guys. And girls.
France.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Only France?
Oh,
France and Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
France and Germany. So again, guys, most of the little sliver, of Vietnamese women that like foreign men, they are definitely there's more of a sliver that are attracted to white European men. Okay, I don't know what about, but what I've seen over the last few years is that it's kind of been reversing that just a little bit, you know, because a lot of the white guys here have been dogging out Vietnamese women. Not all white guys, but a lot of them, the guys who come here just trying to play around and stuff. And it's not just the white boys, man. It's the brothers, not as much, but it's the brothers. A lot of the black guys here are getting married, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a lot of black friends who are getting married here or are married and have children with Vietnamese women. All right. So right off the top of my head, 2 of my African friends got married, and they both married countryside girls. So for whatever that is. Also, she said France and Germany. All right. So they have this idea. A lot of Vietnamese are heading to Germany because the money is good, and they've heard Germany and Vietnam have good relationships. So, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Okay, guys. If you're watching this video, you know what is the country with the most beautiful women in the world.
The answer still is Vietnam. I think that. Because to me, Vietnamese people is the person who knows how to sacrifice for themselves, sacrifice for their family.
Do you like men with beard? Beard?
That is true. Vietnamese women sacrifice for sure, more than I've seen most women that I've ever dated around the world. I've dated a lot of different women from around the world. All right, and this question that's coming up: do you like men with beards? Short answer: they don't. Okay. Even my lady, she doesn't really like my beard when I have my beard fully out. Yeah. Short answer: they prefer you to be clean shaven like they daddy. Okay. Vietnamese men cannot grow hair. All right. Where we in the West, we find our beards to be more masculine. They just find it to be dirty, and it when it's like 5 o'clock shadow, it really messes up their skin, and their skin gets really irritated. So keep your facial hairs trimmed clean, because a lot of the Vietnamese women will hate that. Let's see what this girl's got to say though.
Beard?
I think
Beard.
I see, but in Vietnam we do not like the person
No?
like this. Yeah.
No?
I say no. I would like to say no.
Okay. And you?
In general, Vietnamese people don't like this.
So that means you don't like the beard of my husband.
No, but I totally respect for other people. Cậu thì phụ nữ chúng mình, con gái Việt chúng mình khoảng bao nhiêu tuổi kết hôn?
Yeah, see? So they don't like it. I'm not, they just don't like it. And this question here is going to be like, so what's the best age to get married? So I'm gonna just guess. I haven't watched this. I'm gonna guess 22, 24. This was 5 years ago, so I'm gonna say 22. I'm gonna say 22. What do you guys think? What do you think she's gonna say? Give me. I'll wait like 10 seconds. Comment in the section right now. I think she's gonna say 22. What's the best age that Vietnamese women should get married? I think 22, to be honest. What do you guys think? What do you think she's gonna say? I think she's gonna say 22. Let's get it.
Kết hôn là hợp lý. Theo em thì con gái Việt Nam tầm
25 to 26. What? Holy moly! She must have. Nah.
25, 26 kết hôn là hợp lý.
That's not how Vietnamese women generally think. So these girls must have taken the purple pill, because 25 to 26 is way too old to start. I mean, not really, but to start your first kid. And for the other girls, she's gonna say 28 to 30. Holy shit! No way. That's way too old. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But nah. A lot of them have kids before 20. They have like 2 kids before 22. The hell are you talking about? Now, don't get me wrong. Gen Z, they want to have kids later. Okay, so I understand. Again, this was 5 years ago. This interview was 5 years ago. So I don't know what they're thinking, man. That's crazy.
Em nghĩ tầm 28 đến 30. I think that 25 is the beautiful age for a girl, for a woman.
And to me, when the person gets stability in finance or in their own life, I think they can get married. And in Vietnam, I think the age that which is suitable to get married is from 25, as he said. But today it's quite different. It takes many time for the person to get stability to get married, and it's from 27 or 30.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's gonna say 25 to see, and the reason why they're saying this, a reason why they say this is because they don't make a whole lot of money here, man. I mean, again, this interview was 5 years ago, and they were making less money then than they are now. So I would definitely say 25, getting married 25 to 28 is not, that's too old. That's too old. And the reason why, if they keep saying financial stability, but if they are, let's say 22, 21, 20, and they have family support, they'll get married for sure. They'll get married. Definitely. I see some comments here real quick. Let's tap in real quick. Tom says, play in Thailand, marry Vietnamese. Don't reverse either. I absolutely agree with you, brother. I absolutely agree. So yeah, I was recently in Thailand last week, and I completely forgot how Thai girls were. I completely forgot how they move in Thailand. It was really kind of shocking, because I've been around so many traditional Vietnamese women, you know what I mean? And so for so long, but last week I was just like, they were so forward of like saying hi, because I was filming the video. I dropped the Bangkok video, and I was filming, and a lot of them came up to me. I'll say probably 3 of them just came up to me and asked me about my channel, asked like, what are you doing? Like, is this for YouTube? Yada, yada, yada. And then they followed me. I was taken back. I was taken back because there's no way in hell a Vietnamese girl would do that unless she felt confident enough to do. So yes, I agree. Play in Thailand. Marry a Vietnamese girl for sure. For sure. The right Vietnamese girl. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that, man. Unfriendly Stoic says, I see a lot of younger generation career oriented. Yeah. And those girls look like that. They look career orientated. So they're more, again, Vietnamese women are leaning, the younger generation is kind of leaning towards that wave, and not having kids, you know what I'm saying? So thanks, Stoic, appreciate it. 30, way too old. For show. So I'm gonna just do another minute of this, and then we are going to I'm gonna invite you guys up to come on, and if you guys want to come and talk about it, let's talk about talk about this topic. Let's get it.
Theo bạn thì độ
To get married. My friend
25 đến khoảng 28 là hợp lý nhất.
30. Some people think it's
30.
too late, but I think it's a perfect age for me to get married. My friends think it is in 24 or 25.
Sign Now is a powerful e-signature solution at the most competitive price. From collecting enrollment.
I absolutely agree. 24 sounds a little bit better. Okay, 24 sounds a little bit better. Let's go like this. I see some comments here. But yeah, 24 is a lot better than 20, like 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Like that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Seems like she picked the girls. But again, you're going to get those answers because they're in the city. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's going to be different from the countryside girls. It's going to be different from the girls from outside the city. You know what I mean? So, again, that's why you got to vet these Vietnamese girls. Vet them. Okay? It's very important that you vet these Vietnamese women. And that's why they want you to stay here long term, because you're never going to have a shot if you don't stay here long term and connect with her, because again, Vietnamese women, once they fall for you, they want you there. They want you to hug you. They want to hold you. They want to see you on a regular basis, and they're need. I say they're needy, right? They're very needy, but needy for your attention. All right. Tom Dyson. Sorry if I'm butchering that, my man. Sorry, brother. He says men can't wait. Men can wait, women won't. That's correct. Yeah, that's another side of it, man. That's another side of it. Is like, if you do get a good Vietnamese woman, that's why I say get all your fucking around out of the way now, because after you once you land her, she's like, you're mine. Don't you fuck around, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. So, yeah. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, man. Unfriendly Stoic. Yep, he is completely right. Jason J, thanks for the comment. Brother says, is it true white guys are the preference and get the best looking girls? Even average white does better than a more successful, taller, better looking brother, purely due to race and Western perception? Yes. The short answer is yes. Yeah, there's still the preference, of course. But again, like I said, over the last couple of years, I've seen some of the preference go our way a lot more. I'm not gonna put white and black back against each other, but because we're all foreigners, man. At the end of the day, because you are here and because you are a foreigner, you're gonna have an opportunity with all of them for the most part. Yes, there's gonna be women who don't like black guys. You know, there's Vietnamese women who don't like white guys. You know, so it works in our favor, and then it works in their favor as well. So, but at the end of the day, man, we are foreigners here, so we're going to attract that little tiny sliver of millions of Vietnamese girls who want to date a foreigner. You know, so there's 100 million people here, bro. There's like 50 million Vietnamese women. So we get, us foreigners get to date a few million of those 50 million, a few million. Okay. So yeah, yes, it is true though that a lot of the Vietnamese women who date the foreigner, they definitely are looking for a white guy, but a lot of those issues, again, a lot of the white dudes come here with that complex of like, I'm gonna dominate this little petite Vietnamese girl. And yes, they do get into issues, man. They just get into issues. But again, the Vietnamese women who date brothers, who date us, they are gonna be really good, average looking girls. Average, anywhere from a 5 to a 8, you know what I mean? And fuck, I'll take a 6, I'll take a 7 over a fucking 8 and a 9 and a 10, because those 8, 9s, and 10s, luckily they don't fuck with brothers because they are the worst Vietnamese women. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. So you don't want those 8, 9s, and 10s because you're gonna have issues with them. Go with the 7s, go with the 6, go with the 8s. You know what I mean? They're gonna be your safer bet. All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Jason J says, are there a lot of Transformers like in Thailand? And you can tell the difference. Yep. Yeah. They're gonna be hanging out majority on the streets. Well, there's specific streets. So there's Ho Street. I forget, it's off of maybe Stoic, you can help me out with this one. It's what's that street that's I'll think about it. Pasteur Street in Ho Chi Minh. And that's, yeah. But yeah, they're gonna be out. There's designated areas where girl bars, obviously Boy Vien, of course. There's an app here, which I'm not going to say online, but if you want to know, you can hit me up on the back end. And yeah, you can, there's Transformers for show. Okay. You can get top-notch Transformers. You can get, it's all Vietnamese. It's basically pay for play. Okay. But it's pretty legit. Okay. I got introduced to it by a Vietnamese guy. All right. So if you guys are interested, let me know. Stoic knows what I'm talking about. So yeah. Yes, you can definitely tell the difference. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, bro. Unfriendly Stoic says Black American British are rare out here. Yep. Yes, they are. So yeah, and that's the thing, is that black American men, Black British men there's not a lot of us out here. So at least for now, you guys can come up, I mean, obviously with YouTube and a lot of these YouTubers coming over here, they just don't know how to pull Vietnamese women. Well, I've been here, man. It ain't that difficult, but the ones that talk the most English are the ones that you gotta kind of watch out for. Just get to know her. That's all. It's all different. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Jason J says, what is this stereotypical looks of a Vietnamese girl that dates a brother versus white dudes in terms of body type, skin tone, tattoos, etc.? Okay, that's a really, really great question. Most let me see. Let me formulate my thoughts here, because stereotype. I don't know if there's a stereotype that what it looks like, a girl that looks like dates a brother. Because again, there's not a lot of us here, so we can pick the litter, right? Of course, you have your bigger Vietnamese girls that like black dudes. That's worldwide, okay? That's worldwide. I do get looked at on a weekly basis by like bigger Vietnamese girls, fatter, is what I'm trying to say. Vietnamese girls, okay? White dudes, I mean, what I've seen is the Vietnamese girls that want the white boys, they generally will have no tattoos or tattoos. Again, there's not a lot of Vietnamese girls who date foreigners here. So we only get this much, we only get a few million, okay? That's dispersed among everybody, right? And we share all that, but there's millions of Vietnamese girls. And I've seen a lot of them. It depends on how you look, right? I have tattoos. My girl has no tattoos, right? Generally, the skinnier, more white complexion Vietnamese girls with the fake eyes, the Botox lips, they're going to be more for the white guys. The girls with the tattoos, that's for the white boys, for the most part, okay? And for the Vietnamese guys. The tatted up girls and shit, that's Vietnamese guys for the most part, okay? And if there's a white guy or anyone that's like into all that ink shit, that's for them, okay? But I would say for us, I mean, I don't know, man. Just a stereotypical, the bigger Vietnamese girl, that's got curves. Yeah, they're the ones who will be for us. But again, my girl don't have so many big curves. She doesn't have many curves, and she's skinny. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I mean, that shit turns me on. And there's millions of them here, so that's cool. I like that athletic fit. So that's something I like. And again, there's a lot of Vietnamese girls don't work out. They don't work out. So they're natural. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate the comment. Unfriendly store. I've seen a few in Japantown and Boy Vin. Yes. Thanks for the stoic. What app is he talking about? No, not even close, brother. Jason, not even close. Hit me on email, TheStoryofKT @gmail. Okay, and we'll chat. Yeah, you got to hit me on the back end. Exactly. I can't say it here. Okay. All right. And anyways, yeah. So now, guys, I'm gonna bring you guys on. If you guys want to join the stream, come on. Let me go ahead and put. Come and talk with me. Here, I'll just put it again. Here is. So it is right here. If you want to come up and you want to join the conversation, come and join the conversation. And yeah, you do not have to show your face. All right, but just show me your face in the back end, and I can verify you're a person. And then yeah, we'll go from there. But if you guys want to come on up, come and talk. Just keep responses, down to a few minutes, because I want to respect people's time, and then we're gonna jet out of here. But yeah, man. I think that Vietnamese women are a great opportunity to change your luck in the dating world. Depending on how you have been successful or not in the West. Mark my words, you date a Vietnamese woman, she will change your life, good and bad. She will change your life. And so if you are interested in dating Vietnamese women here in Vietnam, I'm not talking about outside of Vietnam. I'm talking about here in Vietnam. It's not as crazy hard, but it is very time consuming, and you must be patient. So yeah, if you got patience and you aspire to live in Vietnam, then definitely hit me up, man. And we can talk about these things on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to come on up, man. Come on up. Jason says, what are the best locations apps to use for the best looking Vietnamese girl who want to date brothers? Yeah, well, this is what Unfriendly Stoic says. Okay, Cupid. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I don't use that stuff. I'm kind of old school when it comes to just meeting a girl in person. What I've seen, if you're looking for a relationship or if you're looking for something long term, meeting in person is the best game you're ever gonna need. Straight up. Here, straight up. For a brother, if you have fucking personality, if you have some swag on you, meet him in person. Fuck that online shit. Fuck that shit. That online shit is weak. If you're looking for a situationship, all right, cool. You're looking for something to take down, cool. But if you're looking for something more serious, I would go there for sure. So nobody wants to come up? Nobody wants to come up and talk? Okay, Unfriendly Stoic says, Saigon, in my opinion, Hanoi is difficult with dating apps, a lot of bar scams. That's correct. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, Hanoi is a different animal than Saigon, guys. Like if you have game in Hanoi, then you can pull any Vietnamese girl around Vietnam. No problems. Saigon's easy. Saigon's easy, man. I mean, every guy I come across, they always say, oh yeah, Saigon's so easy. Yeah, it's fucking easy. And Hanoi is very difficult. Right? It's very difficult, guys. That's why I'm glad I pulled mine from Hanoi, because Hanoi great, man. Hanoi women, shit. All right, so thanks, Unfriendly Stoic. Appreciate it. Jason J says, where do you approach and what setting to get a serious, good-looking chick? So, Jason, I did that like an hour, the very beginning of the segment of the live. So once I end the stream, go back and watch like the first 30 minutes of this, because I explained all of that, right? That's in the first 10 minutes of it. So I just start dropping some nuggets first 10 minutes. So go check that out. All right. Thanks for the comment, brother. Unfriendly Stoic says, Tinder, I found a few. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong, bro. I used Tinder here, you know what I mean? And my experiences up in the north, when I was messing with when I was messing around, before, I was in a committed relationship. Tinder was gold for me, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. It was gold with foreign women. I had a roster of 12 women, right? 4, 4, 4, right? So I would just bring them out, Vietnamese women and foreign women. Just one would come, boom, replace. One would go, replace. It was really easy. I'm not even gonna lie, it was really easy. And a lot of it was foreign women from all over the world. So that's what I love about being here, is because when I was single, I was getting with so many foreign girls, because the foreign chicks don't get any play. They get no play here. So yeah, we're talking about, like, that's a whole nother subject I could really talk about. We're talking about Vietnamese women right here. But just to give you guys a little bit of a nugget, if you're struggling with Vietnamese women and you're here and you're struggling with pulling them, get on Tinder and start hooking up with foreign women, gain your confidence, and then get into Vietnamese women, right? You don't want to start from down here where you don't have any experience with Vietnamese women, you haven't hooked up with a Vietnamese woman yet, I would get my feet wet, and you know what I mean? I would get my woo wet and go with the foreign women. They get no play and they're super easy. Super easy. And if you hooked up with a foreign chick here in Vietnam, and you know what I'm saying, from Tinder or from other dating apps, let me know in the comments, man, because it is it was, I mean, dude, banging girls from all over the world. It's crazy. That's why I love living here as well. All right, appreciate it, brother. The House of Trade with JB. What's up, JB? Yeah, brother, you missed it again, man. Come on, man. You know, no, I went live. I went live a little later today because I was supposed to have a collaboration, but they had some issues with their internet, so I had to reschedule with that. Yeah, man, it's all good, bro. You know, hey, just catch it when you can, man. It's all good, brother. But hey, I appreciate you being here, though, man. You made it, though. You didn't miss all of it. You know, I stayed for you, brother. I stayed for you, JP. It's good to see you, bro. If you got some questions, shoot me. Jason J says, is Saigon best city for expats? Yes. One, hands down. Hands down. And Unfriendly Stoic says yes as well, right? Yeah, so obviously, yeah, sweet. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man. Let's go with Tom. Tom says, I believe Vietnamese still don't have a pattern as to who will date whom. Meet in person, and Vietnamese are not at all racist. 0, none. Yep, I agree. I absolutely agree with that comment. Absolutely. And I have not felt racism at all here. It's more of like a xenophobic, right? And if you don't know what xenophobic means, just a fear of foreigners. That's all. Yeah, they do acknowledge that you have brown skin, black skin, brown skin, right? They do acknowledge that, but it's more of like a curiosity, you know. It's more of like, I've never seen a black guy before, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would say. Maybe if some of y'all have different experiences, let me know, but I've never experienced racism. Actually, that's not fucking true. I have experienced racism, and it's been in the education sector. Based on, I get paid less money because I'm black. I get paid less money because I don't have white skin. So yes, that's one aspect that I've faced racism, which I think is bullshit, you know. But luckily, if I were from Africa, I'd be getting paid even worse, and I wouldn't be getting as many opportunities. But because I'm American and I'm from good old USA, they they give me the opportunities. It would be better if I had white skin and I was from the US, but other than that, it's okay. I like being brown. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, brother. Jason J says, how do you maintain a roster? That's crazy. Also, do they also get with other people as well? Yeah. Again, if you get a Vietnamese woman that is out there in the clubs and the streets and, you know, doing that, I'm just talking about specifically that, right? There are some girls who love hitting the clubs, going out, staying out late. Those don't even fuck with those girls. Like, just between us, they're gonna cause you so much headache, man. Don't fuck with those girls. I mean, seriously, man. I tell guys this. I follow up with them. They follow up with me during consultations, and they say, and then they go, I met a girl online. I say, don't meet online. I met a girl here, and then don't fucking do that. And they do it, and I'm like, all right, I told you, I warned you, you know, I warned you. So yes, you can get a roster too, my boy. It's not difficult. Foreign women, they are so like Stoic says right here. Foreign women is the life hack. I'm not fucking with you guys. I'm being dead serious, right? I don't cap, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, I don't fuck around. I don't say things just to say shit. You know, I don't waste my breath. You know, if you hear me in my videos, me keep saying the same shit over and over and over again, it's because I'm trying to get it in your brain that if you know how to play the game here, you are going to be very successful. If you could talk to someone who's done it before and is currently doing it now, me, then holler at your boy, man. Holler at your boy. I'll set you straight, man. Just look at this live again. When I close the stream, just go and look at this live again. I've dropped so many nuggets in this thing that will help you guys be successful. All right. No bullshit. Right. That's why I said no bullshit guide. All right. Foreign women is the life hack here. All right. If you're struggling to get laid here, you need to get with foreign women. All right. All right. Thanks, Stoic. Appreciate it. The House of JB, the House of Trade with JB says, thanks. Yes. Yeah. All day, brother. All day. One day you're going to get me right when I start. So don't worry, brother. But I'm really happy to have you here. For real. Tom says, I came here and met my wife right away, but I really think you want to come to Vietnam. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you met your wife here. Was she from the countryside or is she a city girl? And that sucks that you met her right. It sucks that it's good you met her right away because like you didn't have time to play. So you might be tempted later on to play. I'm not saying anything, but and that's why I say like play first and then get locked down just to be on the safe side. Because you know exactly what I mean, Tom. You know, Vietnamese women are jealous, you know what I'm saying? And they don't fuck around. So and the reputation, the saving face shit here, they definitely will bust your ass out, you know. They will definitely bust your ass out, meaning they will put your business out there if you fuck them over, all right? And it's not a good feeling if you have Vietnamese hating on your ass, all right? Let's just be honest. So, yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks, Tom. Jason J says, what is the typical pay for a brother with a random degree and a TEFL, but no experience and can live good lifestyle and safe? 12 to 1500 USD. 12 to 1500. It depends. Really depends. But yeah, 12 to 1500 for sure. To start. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate you, my boy Jay. Tom, completely agree. The less English. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. And first-hand experience. Yeah. Stoic, definitely Stoic can tell you that most definitely 1,200-1,500 for the degree. You have a random degree. Just make sure that it's legalized and authorized by the U.S. consulate, wherever you're at. All right, so I have another one. Thank you, Stoic. Thank you, Tom. Egyptian goddess. Hello. 1111111111111. Hello. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Hope you are doing great. All right. So since I don't see anybody in the back, Unfriendly Stoic says they got Facebook groups with women dating foreigners. They share photos to see they are not getting hit by the same guy. Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. Again, Stoic, you bring up a good point. They do have, so if you're dating women out here, Vietnamese women, Facebook is number one for for like communicating, right? Facebook groups is huge here. Okay, they still use Facebook here as their main like social media thing. They do have groups. They have Zalo, which is like a WhatsApp for Vietnam. Zalo, they have groups that all like thousands of women are in, Vietnamese women. So when they're dating you, they take a picture of your ass, because obviously your profiles or whatever, and then they'll put your photo in there, and they'll be like, hey, does anyone know this guy? And is anyone dating this guy? It's crazy. It's crazy. So be careful. Be careful, man. I'm telling you, they sneaky, man. And it's in Vietnamese, so you can't understand shit, you know? So yeah, be careful. That's a good point. That's a good point, Stoic. Awesome. Hey, Egyptian. All right. Jay says, is it easy to build a network for newcomers? Again, no, it's not easy. I got to be honest with you. No, it's not easy. It's not easy to set up a roster like that. That's why, like, I always give, if I'm doing a consultation and I find out that the guy is not willing to live here and is not looking to want to live here, I generally will say, bro, go with foreign women. Unless you're walking down the street organically and you meet a woman, and a Vietnamese girl, a woman, then I would definitely go for that. But 9 times out of 10, you just got to be on the ground. I tell them all the time, like, go with foreign women, man. They're not getting hit at all. I'm trying to tell you guys. So yeah, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. It's not easy. It's not easy for newcomers. But if you're a newcomer living here, completely different. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, my boy. Tom says, very true. The less English, the better, I think. Absolutely. I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't want a woman. Oh, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind having a Vietnamese woman speak 100% English. However, I know she's been hit by a lot of foreigners, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather train them and help them with their English. It's not like a control thing or anything. It's just more of being our leader. You know, that's all. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate you, man. Jay says, Stoic. Is that for people who date online, or is that just for even people who met in person? Okay. Yeah, that's your guys' conversation. Okay. All right. So yeah. Don't forget to, man, we've been here 2 hours already. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize we were doing that. Man, thanks for, I see 12 people on, man. Thanks for rocking with me, man. That's legit. Thanks, guys. It's been pretty crazy, man, being here dating Vietnamese women. Again, I dropped a lot of nuggets in the comment section, man. So, I dropped a lot of nuggets on this video. So, just go back and check it out. You don't got to listen to the whole 2 hours, but the first hour is pretty good about dropping a hell of nuggets for you. But yeah, if I don't see anybody in my back office, nope. I see Jason J just dropped something. How much is the bonus added going? Bonus. How much is the bonus added going after foreigners there? Okay. Like, for example, if you struggle to get a 7 in the States, it's low-hanging fruit to get an 8 or 9 foreign chick in Saigon. That's those rules don't apply. When you're here, my boy, if you can get a 7 in the States, then you can get an 8, 9 here. Like, easy. Just holler at them like you normally would. It's not, trust me, man, I'm trying to tell you, because if you're trying to get, like, if you're talking about like a Yeah, you're talking about foreign chicks. So yeah, there's something about being abroad that just opens up everyone, man. There's just it when you're traveling, you know how it is, man. Y'all know how it is. When you're traveling, you're having a good time, you're like you're just going, you getting it, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, it's like, you're with other like-minded travelers. So, they're like, I'm not at home, fuck it, And here, this is Saigon, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is Vietnam. So you're in that mindset of being a traveler, being an expat. And there's something to be said about being away from home that makes you obviously all of us more vulnerable. And so you're more willing to connect with each other rather than if you were at home, you probably wouldn't connect with them. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't necessarily worry about it 7s, 8, 9s, 10s, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s. I would just vibe. Just vibe with these chicks, man. Foreign chick or Vietnamese, you like I said, you're going to definitely have a easier opportunity with someone who's a foreigner who speaks English. But if you can get in on any Vietnamese girls, it's not as easy, but if you can get in on any Vietnamese girls, then I would definitely say you got game, bro. For real. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. What's up, Willie? Willie of Wilshire. What's up, my boy? You good? Thanks for showing up, my man. Will Vietnamese women date Latin men? Yes, absolutely. 100%. You are a foreigner. I can't remember the last time I saw a Latin guy here in Vietnam that looked like complete Latin, My boy Bernie, shout out to you, Bernie. He's Mexicano, and he looks kind of Mexican, but he also looks like white, like kind of half white, half Mexican, but he looks more Mexican, right? If you guys see my videos. And yeah, he didn't have an issue. Just saying. Thanks, Willie. Appreciate you, my boy. Yeah, see, there it is. We are rare. Yes, I agree, Stoic. Egyptian Goddess says, do you see many foreign women dating Vietnamese men? So I was just getting ready to say this. And Egyptian Goddess, if you want me to do a video about that, I would love to do that. Yes, Vietnamese men, the funniest thing about Vietnamese men is that they want to date a Western woman. Generally, they have this obsession with white women. Sometimes we do, we all do, and then you realize they're the worst, let's just say. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, but yeah, Vietnamese men are just shy. They're just really shy. And maybe some of you guys can, help me out with that. If you guys have seen, it's very rare that I see a Vietnamese man and a foreign girl. When I see, I go like, I have to be like, what the hell, because, I'll be honest, most of the foreign women that I was seeing back then, they said to me specifically, because I asked them this question, all of them, and they said they just don't find Vietnamese men attractive. They were just too feminine for them. I mean, don't kill me, I didn't say it, and yeah, there is that. That's true. If you have, and yeah, I just don't really see a lot of Vietnamese guys dating a lot of Vietnamese women. I mean, foreign women. So I think it's kind of, it's kind of crazy, But again, they don't have, and also what they said is they don't have the body style that the Western women are looking for. And then they also said that they don't have dick either. So let's be real, Let's be real, okay? That's probably number one. So I'm gonna be 100% honest. We open up in this channel, man. You know, I'm gonna get you guys the real deal, okay? Even if it is, you know, to the ladies, because I do have, you know, female audience as well. So, and I appreciate all my female audience, man. All 1% of you. But yeah. Are you interested in dating an Asian or Vietnamese man? Let me know, because yeah, I could probably introduce you. I could probably introduce you more than introducing a guy to a Vietnamese woman, just because like you'd be rare, and if you are interested in Vietnamese men, you're very rare. All right, thanks, Egyptian. Appreciate you. Jason says, if you are an introvert, math bro, and can't spit game, any advice to do the jungle dance with a chick and get verbal game on point? Do you wingman the homies? Oof. Yeah, why not? I would say have a wingman. Why not? But I do much better when I'm by myself, to be honest. Obviously I rock with the homies as well, but I like to do this shit myself. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to, go spit game with the homies. If they have homegirls, then yeah, that's cool. But I mean, I'm not afraid to go talk to a group of girls by myself. I'll never have, never will be. So I would definitely just say, bro, if you want to get laid, you can speak freely on the channel, brother. It's all good. Appreciate that though. But if you want to get laid, brother, I spelled out in the very, very, very beginning that where you should go meet them, and I'll just give you a recap. Cafes, go meet them at the mall, meet them at work. That's my number one. Cafe number 2 is my number 2. And get your ass in public here. Get outside, go and have a good time, because walking around here is going to, there's just, forgive my language, but there's just so many women here, man. There's so much ass out here, brother. Just walk outside. Vietnamese men for you, Miss Goddess, I don't know. I mean, it's either like the men are either really good looking men and they're like really beautiful, good looking men, or they're just like chicks. You know what I mean? Like, I just got to keep it a buck. So, all right, let's go. Unfeeling Stoic says, Jason, pull up. We got you. Take you on some spots. Absolutely. I concur. My Peruvian boy was cleaning up the shop out here. Okay. Egyptian Goddess says, yes, please. Okay. Yeah, I will. I have some videos in the pipeline, but I will add that to the list. And I think it might be kind of interesting to maybe get some Vietnamese guys, because a lot of Vietnamese guys, I'm not even going to cap, a lot of Vietnamese guys, it's just like Vietnamese women. They don't really give a shit about us foreigners. So they don't care, okay? They want to date each other, they date each other. But the ones that are, I'd be interested to see how many Vietnamese men are interested in dating foreign women. I'd be interested in that. I got you, don't worry. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, and it'll come up. I'll probably do that sometime next month, to be honest. Okay, thanks for the comment. My boy Ramel. What's up, Ramel? What's up, dog? Everyone, check out Making It Abroad. At Making It Abroad. My boy Ramel, he just started his podcast channel, his YouTube channel. So at Making It Abroad. Ramel, put your link in the description, bro. And you can go ahead and promote the channel, man. Thanks for coming by, my boy. Man, Ramel says, no lies spoken. Yeah. You came at the right time too, bro. All right. Jason J says, the legend, at Romel. Didn't I catch you at Danny's live yesterday? Cool. Thanks, Jason, for that. Unfriendly Stoic says, my goal here was to experience the culture, learn the language, stretching walls, breaking barriers. Yeah, you stretch some walls, all right. Thanks for the comment, my boy. Jason, what's up, brother? Okay, yeah, that's for you guys. Okay, so anybody want to come up and give their opinion on the topic? Anybody? How to attract Vietnamese women. We went through a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Jason J, I got to watch the podcast you guys both just did later today. Yeah, bro. Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, watch it. If you guys haven't watched Ramel and I's, let me show you. I dropped, see where I can go to. Just give me a minute and I'll show you just before I end the stream shortly. If you haven't seen our, let's go like this. If you haven't seen our podcast, our interview, go check it out. Okay. Ramel is an amazing guy. And here's his, where are you at? Right here, down here in the description of the video is his YouTube channel. Okay, so go check him out, man. If you guys are looking for any help moving to Vietnam, I got you. I do 30 minutes for $50. Look in my descriptions, man. I'm putting out so many different resources, free resources for you guys. I just started, I just got my website done, TheStoryofKT.com. It's not done yet, but you guys can go check it out, see the framework of it. Yeah, man, lots happening behind the scenes. So if you guys haven't seen this video, go check it out, support, make sure you hit that like button. I also have over here, if you guys don't know who Isaiah Ashley is, it's the homie Isaiah. I have an interview over here I did with him. Here's my Bangkok video I did just 5 days ago. If you guys have missed it, I know YouTube's not showing a lot of my subscribers, my notifications. So I'm noticing that. So yeah, just trying to keep you guys updated. Unfriendly Stoic says, yeah, he subbed up. That's what's up. Show some love. Egyptian Goddess says, it was just a question. I'm open and don't have a preference. He must have a good relationship, morals, and values. Yes. Yeah, that's the one thing also is that Vietnamese men do like to cheat. So you got to watch out for that shit. I ain't gonna cap. They do like to cheat. They like to drink. They like to, be controlling. You know what I mean? So just be careful. That's all. Pick the right one. All good. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate you. Yeah, Ramel, all good, my boy. You know I love you, dog. All good. Gotta step off. Gonna go film outside. Have a good day. Yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. So, okay, that's gonna definitely. I'm gonna head out of here myself. So, if you guys have any questions, man, thank you for rocking with your boy. Man, I didn't expect 2-hour live, so forgive me, but thank you guys for rocking with me. And yeah, man, I got some really exciting things coming up on the near horizon, man. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And I really do appreciate you guys, man, rocking with me, man. This YouTube thing is really cool, man. Really cool to see you guys and to be able to just connect with you guys, man. That's the whole goal of this thing for me. So yeah, building a community. Well, love you guys. If you guys have any questions, man, holler at your boy. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. It tells YouTube this was a fire stream. So, and it pushes it out there so I can get more views and that we can help people, man. That's what we're here for. Love you guys. Holler at you guys. Have a good night, good evening, good morning. See you guys on the next one. I got a video dropping tomorrow. So look out for it.